muted. I came across a buddy at Dre Trades, and he was like, "Every window in America is broken." So I went in GLW. So GLW this week. Okay, screw it. Yeah. It's like I got in like somewhere here, and I've just been like, 300% this day, 200% that day, just you know, making money on this. And I did a pretty good strategy. Like this time, I had two. I had a bunch of options here, and then I sold half of them. I kept half of them, and then somewhere here, too. So what is this? Third day? W. Okay, so I bought in to GLW second, so like this day, somewhere there, and then it went up for me, and then sold half of them on the third, somewhere here, 300% gains. Then I sold again on the. Oh, I'm worth for some. Then at the end of the day, I bought in again, and then I sold some today. And then on this dip, I bought some more. And so the more that I bought, I just keep. I bought like a third of my gains again on this. But here I just like bought a bunch of options and I sold half of them. And I was using the Kelly criterion, less than 25%. Pretty happy with that. And then, uh, and then the other stock that I did, uh, face is red. Fix mine. Property. Figure video. Turn that off auto. Down. I don't know. Anyway, that is what it is. So then EA says that they're bringing games back to Steam. So then yesterday in this dip, no, 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 that's not it. That's the big dip. Yesterday in this 5 day. So here's the fourth. Yeah, so yesterday in this dip I bought, and then you can see today it's just like curving way up. It does that. Well, that was the aftermarket. Yeah, aftermarket. somewhere here I bought yesterday. They're always up here, like just flying. But they're bringing games back to Steam. So between these two, between every window in America is broken, and Electronic Arts bringing games back to Steam. Like I thought Electronic Arts was going to go bankrupt. No lie. That's what I thought was going to happen. But now they're coming back to Steam. I kind of think like that's it for them. They're going to be like a normal developer now and make lots of money. They're also doing nice with the BLM interaction. Like they posted their generic black background, white text to make fun of Activision, and then they said exactly what they were going to do. You know, they're donating tons of money for some people who are fighting systemic racism, whatever that means right now. I don't know. I looked at the numbers, and I gotta say, this is going to be mildly offensive to some people, but I don't think the numbers are as bad as people make out to be. 1,000 people a year are killed by cops. 200 and some, less than 30% kill black people, and then numbers hit 53% of the murders. So like, you're doing 53% of crime, and they're only 30% of the people getting shot by cops. Like these numbers seem to be, you know, like obviously it's a terrible thing what happened to George Floyd, but it's not it. Hey, this is the Corning play, man, right here. This is it, Dre Trades. That is it. I did this thing where like I bought the options, I sold half of them here, and then I sold some more somewhere here, and then I bought in again with a third of my stuff. I'm on too early. I'm on at 10:54. I I mean I'm in a really nice spot. I got 300% gains off the bat, and then I got another 200% gains, and then out of my last 200% gains, I bought 30%. So I'm just trickling into it, just grabbing as much money as I can out of it. I probably shouldn't have gone for EA because I do a thing where like I look at Kelly Criterion, and I really am bad at describing Kelly Criterion. Do you know what Kelly Criterion is? One of these equations is really easy to understand, and the other one's really confusing. I can never find the one I want. This one. This one's easy to understand. Kelly Criterion is like the percentage you'll bet. See, I think of the whole market as gambling. I think that we're all at a poker table and we're playing cards. That's the way I feel about the market. And so I like this Kelly Criterion because it says basically I have 50-50 odds in my bets of getting like 100%. That's the ones I'm trying to target and go for. And so as long as I don't wager more than 25%, then I'm in this Kelly Criterion where I should continue to make gains. And the reason why I really like Kelly Criterion is because the other element of like if you're gambling is Gambler's Ruin, right? Gambler's Ruin says that as long as the other person has a lot of money and you don't have as much money, then your standard deviation will catch up with you and you will lose. And that's true, except if you look at like your standard deviation can grow all at once. If you're shooting at a target, your accuracy can only be so bad. And so at some level of betting, your accuracy can overcome Gambler's Ruin. And that's basically what Kelly Criterion is. And so Kelly Criterion says no matter how bad your standard deviation is, your accuracy and the amount that you wager are going to compensate for it. And so if I break this down, you got your Kelly percentage, you got your winning probability, and your win loss ratio. So in this case, winning probability is 50%, So 0.5, and then our win-loss ratio is going to be 2 to 1. So 2. So it's 0.5 minus 0.5 over 2. Is that right? No, something's wrong here. 5. 5. 0.5 divided by 2 is 0.25. 0.25 out of 0.5 equals 0.25. So it's 25%. That's what it is. I don't know if I go through it again. This would be 0.5, and this 1 minus 0.5 will be 5. This would be 2. 0.5 divided by 2 is 0.25. 0.5 minus this whole thing is 0.25 will give you 0.25. Yeah, so 25%. I always struggle with this equation because when they write it fancy, it looks like this. Like that. And I've never liked this equation. I don't like that. I don't know what PB is. I don't get it. But this one, I mean, that's like, I mean, I'm an electrical engineer, and I don't even. I mean, I deal with like negative numbers and weird math. Like I do differentials and differential equations. I don't like this equation. I don't care. But this one is like easy to understand, I think. But this one, I don't know. PB and P and P and B. Like I just feel like the notation is poorly written. Like here, literally, it isn't too bad because it's PB, so it's probability of B. So they actually mean the W, I think. But I don't know. It gets all hairy. Anyway, that's probably a nice sidebar. But yeah, so now I'm also an EA. But I'm a little bit concerned because I'm outside my Kelly criterion with EA. Like I kind of maxed out my Kelly criterion with my GLW play, and then my EA position is like 50% of my portfolio. So I probably should sell that. I I what that basically means is if it goes down, I would really be hosed. So it's too much risk. It's an excessive amount of risk. I think I'm talking myself into selling it. It's a really good position, but I need if you don't stick to your principles, then are you? I'm up 26% in it. Yeah, I've gotta sell it. Gotta sell it. It's a really nice play. So, ugh, and it sold immediately. Okay, that's fine. Okay, it's the right play. It's the right play. Damn it! Damn it! Yeah. So anyway, yeah. I mean, uh, there's got to be a video on it. Oh, here, this guy. This is the guy.
Need a freelancer? Go to Fiverr.com and find one in seconds. Or don't go to Fiverr and waste your time searching.
I'm sorry about the audio.
Thinkers and mathematicians have used gambling as a way of refining their ideas. And in around 1900, a French mathematician called Henri Poincaré was particularly interested in gambling. Now, Poincaré was one of the what's known as the last universalists. As a mathematician, he was one of the last people to specialize in almost every area of the subject as it existed at the time. It hadn't expanded to the point where it was a larger. And when he was a student in the 70s, he came across this sign in an Atlantic City casino. Now, to him, this sign meant one thing: card counting clearly works. And line them up. And
I gotta find the spot in the video because he talks about the Kelly criterion.
Their idea, Poincaré, was one trials or on particle physics experiments. We use the principles that Pearson honed on these roulette tables, and
he has the audience do some betting.
Were of course some drawbacks with this. They'd often give themselves.
I think it's where he talks about horse betting.
There's a few people left. I'm not sure if they're playing with Monopoly money.
This is it.
Okay, so if you put your hands down, that wasn't legally binding, don't worry, but I wanted to give you a chance to kind of get that feeling of measuring risk. How much are you willing to risk in that situation? And I don't know if you could see, but actually the hands kind of went down a lot, between 10 and 100 pounds. But this is quite an important question for gamblers, and actually in the 50s, a physicist called John Kelly started thinking about this idea of biased bets. Suppose you have inside information, and you have some edge over a bookmaker or a casino. How do you exploit that? In this situation for you, although I gave all of you the exact same bet, mathematically it's the same offer, your perception of the value of that was very different. Some of you valued it at £1, some at 10, some at 500.
He's basically saying that this whole audience is going to bet on this coin flip, and it's got a 50% odds. And then he's going to go and talk about the Kelly criterion, how you basically, if there's the formula, adds P win minus P lose. It's 2 times 1/2 minus 1/2 over 2 equals 1/4. So therefore, you have 50% odds. You just bet a quarter, like 25%. And then he shows a graph, and he's like, "This is the study. They had these contestants, and the people who did this, their graph looks like that on their money winnings, and then everybody else pretty much eventually went broke because 50% odds, you're just going until you break, right? Most people will just like put it all in. And my background is I've been a gambler. I used to play blackjack professionally, and I used to play roulette professionally. Believe it or not, that's a weird game to play professionally, but that was my income. And then I think the most I ever walked away from a roulette table was like 8K, but like it's generally like doing your bets like this, and then doing like reading lots on how people manipulate those games. But since I think of the stock market in the same way, Kelly criterion is what I'm going. But anyways, I don't know. I thought this video would be pretty short. I just want to say that I was in EA. Look at that. I sold it, and it immediately went down a little bit. It was at 18 something when I sold, 18.12. Then it went down. Yeah, so I don't know. But I mean, those are my two picks. I still like GLW. I'm in there with a very small position because it's it's pushed a long ways, but it's all gains, right? I'm using gains to trade it, so it's house money. And then I had way too much in EA. I had somewhere yesterday. I believe I bought in maybe right around there. Bought in the day before. I don't know. I might have bought in the day before and just not been scared by this. That's today. That's what it is. Yeah, I bought it. I bought in yesterday. Probably bought in about midday, and it continued down, and it came up at the middle of the day. But I bought it as soon as I read the news that EA was coming to Steam. It went down, and then I saw the drop today, and I was like, man, I should really buy more. But and then I sold up here at 18. I shouldn't have sold there though, because I think that I really think that that's a really good play right now. But I just like Kelly criterion. So anyways, I'm probably gonna cut my stream short. So when are you getting on, MP? Emip? I read it wrong. Emip. Gray trades is so much easier to say. 30 minutes. Yeah, I'm gonna cut my stream now and then I'll watch yours.